Okay everyone, welcome back. Let's get this wiring done on the engineering hull. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to preset wires in here for the rest of the hookups here for these rest of these engines. So I'm going to do these two engines here, get the wires all preset. So I got the colors here I'm going to be using for the navigation, brown and green. And the regular wiring is red and black. So let's get those running here for both sides. Just like that, and then I use my tester's putty here, fill this all in. And then I just gotta let that set for a few days because it's pretty thick. It takes a while for it to dry all the way through. And then sand it smooth, a little bit of repainting. That's all you need to do for that. So there you go. Those are done. Just gotta run the wiring now through here to the lower warp engine. Okay, so I got the strands here. Easy to roll those. They just follow the channel that I made down. I need to figure out how high I want this. Should be good there. Now tie all these together. Go. So for the strobe here, I'm using yellow and beige for that line. I'll do a direct connection to it from the primary hull. So now on here, you can see where it connects there. I need to make a gouge in either side there to allow for the wiring so it doesn't affect the connection of these two halves. So I'm just going to mark it here where I need to make the gouges. So I see that little mark here. So I got a gouge on an angle here. I don't want to go very deep, just as deep as the plastic will allow. Okay, just re-chrome silver those two areas there, and that takes care of that. Now I'm just going to connect all the navigation lighting, get that all done. So again, I'm using brown and green for the navigation lighting. There we go, that's all there is to that. And I have an extra line here that will go to the circuit board, which I have to make yet. And that takes care of the navigation. I just do that for the lower hull, and we're good to go. All right, got that all done now. And then I got this line here done for the strobe. And I got lines here to go down to connect into the primary hull. Now I still need to make a cover for the rear impulse engine here. So I'm just going to get a clear plastic, cut it to size, and then get it installed. Okay, so I got this sheet here. Just got to get the size that I need of this. Cut it down to size, put a bend in it, a curve, and then put it and slide it inside where it needs to go. Okay, so I'm just going to go cut that out and see about getting it installed. Okay, well, that did not work. Too thick, too brittle. So what I'm going to do instead is tape along the inside here and just use this here canopy glue, fill it all in, and then just color it with the clear red on the inside and outside, and that's all I need to do. Now it's gonna take a good couple of days for it to set here. But yep, that'll work just fine. Okay, before we get too carried away, I got to get this flasher circuit done. So I got two sockets here, two 555 CN, two 555 CN chips, and then I got 6 resistors here, 3 per circuit, and 2 transistors, 1 per circuit, and of course the board. And capacitors, well, I have to figure out which capacitors I'm going to be using for the flashing of the LEDs. I'll leave a link down below on how to put one of these boards together. So let's get this done. And there we go. Looks good. Let's do a quick light test, make sure it's actually working. Okay, good. All right, now we got to get that in there. Looks good right about there. All right. Okay, all tied into the 5-volt regulator now. Okay, so I'm going to tie these lines in for the main navigation. Okay, let's do a quick light test. Blinking nicely. But the power stays on. Oh. Figures. Anyway, it works. So I got these lines here run that go down to the secondary hull. I got this plug here. That's going to go right there. Okay, so I have to cut this nib off. Had to make a bit of an angle here because it started turning up on the hull here, and I want it straight down, so I had to add a little notch in here to force the plug to go straight down. Otherwise the model, instead of sitting straight, it's going to be tilted like that, and I don't want that. Okay, got some painting done here. So I know these colors aren't exactly the right colors, but you have to remember that this ship is a test bed ship. It's not really explorer or battleship or anything. It's just for testing new technologies. And when you got ships like that, they're not exactly painted in the traditional colors for their class. Okay, so just got to wait for a lot of this stuff to set, and then we can continue on with the assembly. So I got the hull painting done here. Had some hull damage here, so I repaired that. Got to wait for that to set, and sand it down, and then paint over that. Got all that done. All right, let's get these two halves here together. All right, I'm gonna get the strobes here connected. Just need to do a quick light test. Make sure everything's working. Here we go. Just gotta let that set now. All right, looks good. Looks good. So I redid some painting along the outer edge here. Had some light bleed through, so I fixed that all up. Let's do a quick light test. Okay. Now back to here. It's had a couple of days now for this to set. So now we just sand that nice and smooth. Do another quick paint job over that. And then we can get that and this put together. So I got this here I'm going to be using to start with. Just going to smoothen it down over the top here a bit, very gently, just to get the biggest part of it off, and then hand sand it after. Alright, just gotta respray that, get that color back. There we go, just gotta let that set, and we can move on. Alright, so I'm going to stick this line on here. I'm just gonna tie into here, which goes here to the warp engines, and then I got the navigational lighting here, which I'm gonna tie into here. And then the strobe here gets tied into this one down here. And then this line here gets tied into the plug right there. Okay. Right, that's all working fine. I hooked up one of the warp engines there and did a light test, and it works great. So now I'm going to put these two halves together. Looks good. Not much light bleed through. Looks really, really good. Nice. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's get these top parts on here. Looking pretty good. Just gotta let that set now. But that is it for this episode, everyone. In the next one, we are going to be finishing the assembly and start on the Aztec digging. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.